with red line, or I use blue sometimes to break down the figure. Only reason I do that is mainly because I just want to be able to have something not super tight and so committed to the illustration just yet. So it's very very loose. So once I kind of lay out, where I want to go with all the basic shapes of the piece, I then, will go into tightening it. I do digital as well, but for the most part, traditional. The digital comes in mostly when I am doing layout, and also when I do color. I use Photoshop for the most part when I'm doing color. Definitely, I'm a fan of some of the classic illustrators that worked on the original comic series, and Billy Graham and John Byrne. He worked on a few. He had a long run on it as well, and I tried to gain some influence from that, from those illustrators, and put it into some of the things that I do for my own illustrations, or for my own style. I do a lot of studying, looking at some of the narrative and some of the acting from the show, and try to capture some of that into my illustrations. That it doesn't necessarily just have to be Luke Cage TV show. It can be any form of storytelling. So I was going to use a brush. I was going to be really fancy and use a brush here, but one, I can't find my brushes, and two, I can be a little methodical with using a brush. We call it a 3/4, like a 3/4 shot. That way you can kind of get, it's a little more dynamic. It's not so flat. It's, it has more depth to it. Artistic influences from a stylistic standpoint, it can go anywhere from Michael Golden, probably one of the first illustrators that from comics that really caught my attention as I was a kid. This stuff was so different from traditional styles that were, or more the staples of that time. So we can go from there to Milton Caniff. I can go back on you. Even guys today like a Sean Murphy or a Paul Pope, or illustrators of that nature. So it varies. It's funny. I'm actually going to be meeting Sienkiewicz here recently. That's another one. He's a big influence on me currently. And then just kind of roughing in all the. Technically, it's not shading. It's just where you just want some representation of dark and light. Putting in a little tone. This is not exactly it's a little smoother than this. Unfortunately, this is, my markers aren't behaving. I like creating this kind of tone halo effect around images to kind of bring it together a little more, especially if there's no background. This tends to kind of create a frame. Why not? Put it there. I'm Sanford Greene, and this is my Luke Cage.